Well, it is so exciting to see the both of you here at CKUA Studio A. Leah, Peter, welcome back to the station.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
What a thrill it is. And playing music with us this time. So exciting to hear the way that the two of you come together in this sort of scaled down fashion. I mean, there aren't many rock bands more grandiose in my mind than July Talk. So getting a chance to hear this intimate performance is really wild. Did you guys, when you first came together to play music, what kind of format was it in? As we listened to you performing here, I realized like, oh yeah, there must have been a first time they ever played together. Was that like in a big rock band sort of setting, or was it something kind of more like this?
I feel like it was kind of more similar to this.
Pretty dead on like
Peter was
this.
sleeping in his jam space.
Yeah. I shared a jam space with Eamon McGrath,
Wow.
and I slept. There was usually a pillow inside the kick drum. So
And I think you were like, let's have a practice. Like, we'll share some songs. Come meet me at the jam space at 10 a.m. And I was like, wow, like 10 a.m. Like, that's so crazy. And then it was because you were just waking up,
yeah.
getting out of putting the
But it was
pillow
like
back
that.
in the kick drum. and
It
coming
was
to the door
like
again.
that. Yeah, it was like just keys and us.
Mhm.
And we would
Sometimes
play
guitar, yeah.
random other songs. You know,
Oh.
like I had songs and we'd try those out and stuff. We were kind of just getting to know each other. So I think we played like Bernadette by the Four Tops, and we
Wow.
played If It Be Your Will by Cohen.
Whoa. That's pretty
What
heavy.
else comes to mind that we would have done at that time?
We probably did like Rationed Well.
Yeah.
Um,
Come Down
Come Down
Champion.
Champion.
But pretty soon, I mean, especially as like an early 20s, you know, like it's just too fun to play with a band. Like I don't think we had any ambitions to go do that live, really. Like
Right.
I don't think
Right.
Leah's band was a bit like that at the
Uh-huh.
time, Mothers of Brides.
Sure.
Like I would say that you were playing with silence in the same thing we're doing here today to play. It's like depending on how quiet you make your most quiet moment, you can scale your loud as necessary,
Yeah.
right? Like I don't think the way we're playing today, the dynamics are actually much larger with the band.
Right.
It's just that the quietest quiet is a lot more quiet.
Mhm.
So
For
you can
sure.
scale everything kind of down. But I do think for a live show, we were just feeling too alive to go try to do that as a two-piece thing. And I'm certainly no Jack White being able to multitask and Meg White. You know, like we didn't have any aspirations that way.
Yeah.
And we loved playing with Danny and Eamon and Josh at the time. So it was like, why not? Let's like,
There was also like a gravitational pull of this venue called the Dakota Tavern in
Oh, it's
true.
Toronto.
Yes.
And I think that was just like our dream. Like we just hung out there all the time.
We just have to put a band together
and so it was
so
like
we can go and play on that
the
stage.
dream is to play the Dakota Tavern one day.
And did you?
Yes.
I thought-
We
well, it's
did.
kind of like
Couple
the
times I
David
did.
Byrne CBGB's thing where like
Yeah.
you kind of like make your band so that it'll sound right at the venue you like.
Yeah.
Totally, yeah.
Totally.
Like he gets into that in his book, right? It's like you sculpt the sonics to suit the room. So in some ways, July Talk was kind of the platonic ideal of how it would sound would be like if it sounds great in the Dakota Tavern in Toronto.
Mhm.
That said, though, when I first moved from Alberta in 2007, alt country was like really cool at Dakota.
Yeah, that was kind of the thing.
And
man.
I got to Dundas and Oxygen, and everyone was wearing cowboy boots and stuff, and I was just like, what?
Didn't I just come from?
What the hell? But I was really into, Whiskey Town and Uncle Tupelo and all
Right.
that stuff. Nico Case.
Yeah.
Nico Case isn't really, I guess, alt country, but she had that attitude or something. And so by the time we actually started playing together, I think we were just kind of coming out of that. So I'd say like our first, we had The Garden and we had Ration Well, and we had certain songs that kind of embraced that like, I don't know, vast country Alberta rock and roll vibe. But then very quickly we were like kind of more embracing like desert rock and roll.
Yeah.
Like, coming out of Josh Homme and, I don't know, we were probably moving away from country right as the band began. Would you
Mhm.
agree with that?
Yeah, we were going to a lot of Rolling Stones cover nights also. So I feel like we just
Do you guys
wanted
know
to.
about Hot Rock?
No, I don't know.
Hot Rock was like an all-star band.
Oh wow.
It was sort of like that's where I finally actually I don't know if I got your contact or I gave you my contact. Or
At a
something.
Rolling Stones cover band night.
At Dakota, and it was
Wow.
Judd Rule on 335 guitar, just an unbelievable rock and roll player
that's
doing
where
the
we ran
Keith
into
Richards.
each other the second time.
And
Wow.
Rich drumming. Rich was like such a good drummer.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
Flash Lightning guy, I don't remember that guy's name, singing.
Wow. I had the
Darcy, I think, for Bahamas played bass.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Incredible bass player.
Yeah.
My folks had
yeah.
the Hot Rocks double best of Rolling Stones on vinyl.
Of course,
when I
that
was
classic
growing up.
one, but they're all beaten to shit,
yeah,
right?
it very much was. Yeah. They probably come like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's so interesting. Would you guys have a favorite Rolling Stones song, each of you, perhaps?
There's so
I have
many.
such a soft spot for Beast of Burden.
Oh, really?
We played it at my sister's wedding. We put together like an all-star band for that, and we all played Beast of Burden.
Wow.
And Nora and Leah, Nora Sadov, another Edmonton expat.
Yeah.
They were doing the like.
Yeah.
So good.
Embracing
It was
our
like my
inner-
dream
yeah.
moment. It was so great.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
How about you?
totally.
What comes to mind?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm like a sucker for like wild horses, obviously.
Wow,
I feel
okay.
like that's yeah.
They're touching on the
But I also love
heartstrings.
Peter always sings When They Have It. Is it called The Girl with Faraway Eyes?
No, just Far Away
Oh,
Eyes.
Far Away
that's
Eyes.
such a good one.
Yeah.
You guys do that
He's-
one?
No, he sings it at karaoke.
Yeah, it's my karaoke
and
jam.
people are just like, what is going on? I'm always like, yeah, this rules.
I also love Emotional Rescue.
Oh, sure.
That's
Yeah.
like my party song.
Oh, you sing that one?
No, that's just like, late at night when we're turning
Okay,
it
sure.
out.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard your falsetto.
No, I don't think I could do
that.
The bridge that song is so funny.
Oh,
He's
it's
like, I'm gonna
incredible.
ride in I am your knight in shining
Yeah.
armor. It's amazing. So theatrical.
Really intense English disco funk rock. Yeah.
But like an untouchable tune. Like such a
Unbelievable.
good tune.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those that like I've heard blues bands do it. It's one of those melodies that can just kind of, it's so malleable,
Yeah.
even though that performance is iconic and carved out of stone by the Stones. It's just like it can stretch to just about anywhere.
You know who embodied it so well was in a Tilda Swinton movie where she kind of plays PJ Harvey. I forget what it's called.
What?
Is it Luca Guadagnino?
Yeah.
And it's not I Am Love, but it's right around that time. And she plays like a rock star, and they're like in hiding in Spain or something, or Portugal or something. And Ray Fiennes shows up as like her very eccentric producer, toxic, crazy guy. And there's this scene that the entire song Emotional Rescue plays out, and he's like addressing the camera in this like possessed performance. One of my favorite scenes of all time. That's
Whoa.
a great movie. If anyone can decode what movie it is.
Yeah, well, we like to make people. It's the Hidden Track podcast. We try
Right.
not
Yeah,
make
don't
them,
tell
make them work a little
Do
Just
your
harder.
own
call me by your
research.
name directly. Yeah.
Right, exactly. There's enough clues in there. They can reverse engineer. I can reverse engineer that. I have to see that. That
Yeah,
sounds
it's good.
amazing.
Really amazing.
My gosh. Well, and you guys, of course, you've both been in films recently, and Hidden Track listeners will have heard all about Peter's Turn in Sinners, which is what an incredible story that is, and literally might be my favorite film of all time.
I
think
feel the
it's just-
same way.
Yeah, do you really?
Yeah, and I
Wow.
don't even think it's because I'm biased. I just think it's like
Right.
objectively the best film
Well,
ever made.
I mean, you've spent your whole life in, sort of film critique, so I think you could be trusted. That's pretty amazing that you feel that way too. I've seen it so many times now, and every time I see it, I'm like looking around the theater and going like, is everybody else losing their entire mind right
Yeah,
now? Like,
totally.
just weeping, and yeah, it's an incredible film, and I'm so thrilled that you guys continue to cultivate that side of yourselves, because it's something you've always been passionate about, right? The two of you, right from the get-go, part of your artistic practice has been film and movement and theater and all kinds of stuff. And you were in a movie together last year as well. Could you tell us what that experience was like? And it premiered here in Alberta, back
Yeah, it
in
did.
September?
It's yeah.
What a cool festival in Calgary, the
Yeah.
Calgary International Film Festival. It
Amazing.
was so fun. And the woman that runs the festival is also an Edmontonian, but
Yeah.
Brenda. But no, it was a blast. It's a cozy rom-com. It's
Yeah,
like a,
which is
it's
not
like
what I
a
was
Rob
expecting.
Reiner
Yeah, I know.
movie, sort of. Rest in peace. What a
Yeah.
talent he is. Or he was.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
But yeah, it was really fun. What do you think, Leah?
Yeah, it's a real it was a real left turn, I feel,
Yeah.
for our band
I don't know
and
why.
for our lives.
Yeah. I should stop being surprised by anything you do, but like every time something new comes out, I'm like, what? They did what? Yeah, left turn for sure.
Yeah, and I think that was kind of part of the appeal.
Yeah.
And yeah, and also just like the identity explosion that happens when you become a parent and you're just
Right.
like left with these pieces of yourself being like, who am I, person? Like, what is life? It felt like a great opportunity, like something to try on, and
Yeah.
something that I think had we not had that identity explosion, we maybe would have been a bit more hesitant
Sure.
to do.
Yeah.
But it's just like when time becomes so precious.
Yeah.
It's like I find it kind of like mind widening and like helpful as an artist.
Yeah. And I mean, in a way, it's almost kind of like when you do get a chance to kind of embrace a creative practice, like especially with your partner. And I mean, you're kind of playing avatars of a version of yourself in a way in that film. I mean, certainly not yourselves, but like just being that you're, you know, a romantic couple coming together and trying to make life work. It must be such an interesting sort of like, you know, layer of role playing in a sense to like how to do life, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and the script was just so like heartwarming and beautiful. I think like, you know, I think Leah probably filled me up with courage along the way over the last number of years working together, 15 years working together, where Leah's quite often, you know, if we get asked to sing in an award show or do the thing, and it doesn't seem like us.
Yeah.
I don't know. We got asked to do an Alanis Morissette cover a while back.
Nice.
And I was like, that feels like an easy no. And
I was like, hold on.
well, that's kind of your thing. It's like you're always sort of doing that. And I
Yeah.
feel that I am usually one to be like, okay, we're crafting this like definition. We're defining ourselves
Right.
as artists constantly, right?
Yeah.
And I've always looked up to artists that reinvent themselves and keep people guessing. And, you know, the Nashville skyline left turn is the classic thing to
Sure.
do that really like allows your scope as an artist to widen. However, in practice, it's a lot harder to do that. And it feels a lot more comfortable to keep putting out records that sound like your last one and to sort of embrace the definition that you've cozied into, I
Yeah,
suppose.
right.
And I think that with Middle Life, it was just another moment where it sort of felt like, but what if we do it? You know, like everything, you know, someone asks you to be a plumber and a wedding planner and in a rom-com after being in like a brooding black and white rock and roll band. It's like, well, no. But when you just do it, and we were able to work with people that we adore, and the bottom line is, you know, we may not make it clear, but we love rom-coms.
Of
And so do
course,
you.
right?
And so does the person listening to this that doesn't want to admit it to themselves.
Even the brooding rockers love rom-coms.
Man, the holidays come around. I'll watch what you watch, man. 100%. And so working within that form, like, I don't know, I came of age into a film community that everybody was trying to make a movie that was like an elevator pitch.
Yeah.
That was like the craziest idea that no one had ever heard.
Right.
And your pitch is, you know, like, what? That's the craziest story I've ever heard. And this was the opposite.
Right.
This was
Yeah.
actually fighting to make something that young independent filmmakers wouldn't dream of making.
Mm-hmm.
And it's difficult, right? Because you're comparing yourself to the When Harry Met Sally's.
Sure.
You're putting yourself in that arena, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
And because people could go and, you know, make those records, you know, could go and watch When Harry Met Sally instead of watching your movie, right? Because that's how streaming works now. But on the other hand, it was like, I don't know, does a young artist have to be shocking to be noticed?
It's beautiful how you guys are continually open for growth and evolution and learning about yourselves. You know, I find that really inspiring as a fan of the band. You know, I feel that through the music and through the lyrics and the evolution of the group. Also curious to know if you did do a Alanis Morissette cover.
We did.
Which one was it?
hand in my pocket.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I think people either were like, yeah, or they were like, no.
I got a
that's
lot of
fine.
texts on that one. I got
And
a
that's
lot of
fine.
texts people being, whoa, I heard your Alanis cover.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was a good whoa, but it was a fun process. It was
I
a really fun
bet.
process. CBC was doing like a thing, so.
She's one of the greatest songwriters of all time.
I was gonna say,
It's like-
yeah, it's one of
No
those.
shade, by the
performance,
way.
like,
It's
just-
just also like her versions are iconic. So
Yeah,
Absolutely,
absolutely.
it's hard. It's a
That was
tall
the-
order.
that
And
was the
she's
scary
so
thing.
identified with an era, and she had one of the biggest blockbuster records of all time
Mhm.
as a teenage creator, and kind of coming out of nowhere, at least for the larger world. I remember seeing her when she was, in her early teens on Much Music doing like kind of kiddie pop back in the day. That was also really good. But what an amazing artist, and definitely doesn't get enough of the cred that she's got coming to her as
Mhm.
this phenomenally hardworking and profound songwriter.
And just thinker. She's so,
Yeah.
yeah.
I got to see her interview Margaret Atwood once.
Wow.
That was pretty special. Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
So I'm so interested in the idea of like defining yourself as an artist, as you say, Peter. And I know the last time we talked, we were talking about Touch, which of course is turning 10 this year. And you're kind of rediscovering the layers of meaning in these songs and wow, overlayering 2026 over top of this record that was very much concerned about, connection and the lack thereof and isolation and loneliness. It's so intense to hear these songs in this context. And I'm really excited that you guys are celebrating in the way that you are. Peter, you were saying last time we talked that you were kind of feeling like you were in a big rush to define yourself there and then as an artist because you think that's important. Maybe like try to find out who you are as you're defining yourself, I suppose, as an artist.
Yeah, I guess like, you almost think, okay, I'm going to define myself and then what? And then you realize, oh, you actually just can like never stop writing the definition. You just need to like continue.
Right.
And that doesn't mean navel gazing at all, actually. I think it, we all see the world through the prisms that are our own perspectives, right?
Yeah.
It's inescapable that we can only see through our own eyes. And so I don't know, it's been cool with this Touch kind of looking back in some ways and putting out this whole record. So for those that don't know, we're doing this record called Love's Not Dead that we wrote and recorded at the same time as Touch. And we put out Touch and then we just shelved Love's Not Dead. And Love's Not Dead is a joyful record. There's love songs, there's pissed off bangers, there's like it runs the gamut. There's songs assessing the state of the world just before a clown took over, and so I think there's a lot of the things that we were experiencing in some of the more politically related tunes that are scarier now.
Yeah.
And there's a joy and there's an optimism and a sort of vivacious approach that I don't think we could make that record now. It would feel disingenuous to try to muster that kind of optimism in this current moment.
Wow.
And yet we kind of realized in a moment, even the statement of just love's not dead is something that I don't think I would have the gall to put on a piece of paper right now. But we found it on a table written in
But it
Paris.
wasn't. It said, l'amour est mort.
Oh, it did
It
say
said, love is dead.
love is dead.
And we had almost just been mugged at the
Okay.
moment that we found this table.
You were trying to buy illicit things.
And Peter hates Paris, France, and always has. And so we were playing a show there, and it was just kind of like a weird dark
Energy.
night. Yeah, and then we decided to celebrate New Year's that night together as like a way of just being like, why can't we just have a New Year's celebration?
So it wasn't December 31st that night.
No, definitely not. I have no idea what day it was. I think it might have been May or something like that. And we just like made our own ritual. We painted each other's faces.
A cat?
I was a cat. You were some movie star. And you made me draw wrinkles on your face.
Interesting. Don't remember that part.
You remember it?
No.
Was it Dennis Hopper?
Might have been Dennis Hopper.
I think it was Dennis Hopper.
But we sort of saw, Love is Dead on this.
And we pulled tarot cards.
tarot cards.
Yeah. And we just decided to like stop hating Paris. I mean, I never hated Paris. That was your thing.
I just had a lot of very unfortunate experiences in Paris.
Like
a
almost
row.
being mugged. Yeah.
Like almost being mugged, et cetera, et cetera. Another story.
Exactly.
And you've been touring out there forever, right? Like even before the two of you met.
I think France, there have been good shows in France, but I think that it hasn't been the home that, say, we've found in some of the Eastern European countries or Netherlands or Germany or even the UK. I love Belgium. I'm not making any blanket statements. It's a beautiful country, and I love many people from it. But
very inspiring.
I would say it was
Hence
just
the table.
It was defined by bad luck.
Right.
I would say on many.
And you decided to repudiate that negativity
You had to let it
by
go.
flipping it, and
So we
let
said,
it go.
"Love's not dead."
Yeah.
Love's not dead. And it was like a vibe switch.
Yeah.
Like just switching. Yeah.
It's like word magic. It's like you chant it into being, right?
Yeah. And then love's not dead. Love's not dead. Love's not dead.
Yeah,
Says
exactly.
love is dead. Love's not dead.
It's on your hat and everything.
Yeah. And so then
Yeah.
it became a song.
Yeah.
And then it became an ethos.
And then it became this album that like sort of feels like it just needed its perfect moment, and this is it.
Yeah, and I feel like 10 years ago, it's like we just didn't feel like that was I don't know, we like are often thinking about this other life that could have happened had we been like, these are the songs instead of these are the songs.
Right.
Because there are some of them you can just totally trade out one for one in terms of like what they're doing. And it's interesting to think about like, how would our lives be different if we chose this route instead of this route? Because Touch
we were a
is
different
like
band. It would be
a lot of
different
people really love Touch.
Yeah.
But I feel like 10 years later, it's like, we need this one too.
That's what I was going to say. It's almost
Shit's
like
dark.
you held on to this. That's almost like a gift to yourselves in the future and to us.
Yes.
That's so cool. I'm so in love with that idea that you would have the generosity to the future it's no joke to make and finish an album. It takes an incredible amount of work and love and labor, sort of put it on the shelf to take it down 10 years later. That's an incredible thing.
Yeah, I mean, at least for myself, like I don't think I really thought about anything except July Talk in 2015, 2016. I wasn't really sleeping a lot at that time in my life. I wasn't really cultivating many other projects.
And you guys were touring continuously.
We were touring 150 shows a year, even when we were recording, It was just so all out. And I regret nothing about that era because obviously we found an audience, and I understand how much of a privilege that audience gives us to just be able to walk on stage every night is just like such a gift. But it didn't feel wild at all to shelve an album at that time. It felt like this is the album, burn everything else. Like I was just like didn't care. And then when the new album had to come, we'll find out who we are in that moment. It was like a means to how you get there. And now I wish we could go write 60 songs to put out 10. But things have changed and we've changed, and I don't think it's any less pure. It's actually, I think the best way we can benefit our art and our music is to actually continue to live. I've heard a few artists say this, and I really believe it. I think there's a really good reason that Feist Records rule, and it's because she's not trying to hit every album every year and like keep up with the Dragon.
Almost the opposite.
Honestly, no one's keeping up with the Dragon.
Right.
And those that are trying, I just
The
feel really
dragon is
bad
a
for.
robot now.
The dragon's
it's
a robot.
It's fully
Yeah,
just
totally.
a made up person.
But if you don't live, then your songs kind of get a bit navel gazy. Then you get in these like places where you're writing about nothing, where you're kind of like, okay, let's sit down and brainstorm what a song can be about. And it's like, sorry, man, like you got to go live for a bit until the song arrives on your shoulder and goes like, notice me. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just my feeling. I'm always all for like every way of songwriting. I don't think there's one way to get anywhere in life. There's millions of ways to God. But I think that but I don't want to feel rushed. And I think there's a bit of a courage that Love's Not Dead gave us, because the minute that the sentiment is Love's Not Dead, all of a sudden, well, we don't want to put it on Spotify. We don't want to go embrace these systems that we wholeheartedly hate. But with new music, you sign the deal because you want that exposure, and you want the minute that someone goes, oh, I want to hear that new July Talk song, you want them to be able to find it. You don't want them to be like, oh, I can't find it, I'm going to listen to something else. And so you have to do that. But with Love's Not Dead, it was like, no, every album is a child. Every album is a human being. And we need to honor this human being by being like, what's important to us is that this is going to be something that we hand pass to people we love on tour. And, now you can order it online or whatever. But when we kind of came up with that idea with Six Shooter, it was just like, it felt like it was honest and proper in the way that to honor such a sentiment, right? Because if you're kind of halfway out there on such a bold ethos, then you kind of feel like the rug's not under your feet. You know what I mean?
It is really beautiful the way that, this is coming from an era when you're deeply concerned about connection and, being able to feel a kind of physicality to the way that humans can interact, just to actually make this a physical only and tour only release. So beautiful. I just think I take so much joy from that. That's so wonderful. And to get to hear this music for the first time is a revelation as well. The song This String, which as we're recording this, I've just heard for the first time today from the two of you, and your beautiful rendition. How does that song feel to you now? And how did it feel when you first invented it?
Well, the song This String is like, it bookends the album. So it starts with a version that was recorded 10 years ago, and it ends with a version that we re-recorded just for this release this past summer. And it's the only song that is like newly recorded on the album. I think it just felt right to do that. It's like it has this nostalgic quality to it. It's a song that we sometimes play once in a while in like a random, when you're playing like a weird show that no one is really present at, and and no one will ever hear again, kind of thing. So it's like, and it's like it's a late night song. Like, I feel like it's a song that comes from like vulnerability and like fragility and uncertainty. And so that we kind of recorded it in this really epic way.
Theatrical, huge.
Like the first time we listened to it for like, it had been I think it had been almost 10 years when we actually listened to it for consideration of like putting it on this album. It was like, I totally just forgot that this huge musical swell comes in. Like,
and you were taken by surprise?
Yeah, I totally was like, whoa, yeah, oh yeah, I remember this. But it also felt good to like just strip it down and make it bare bones for what's the sound of the like on the actual recording that
it's Adam Hindle scraping cymbals.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we were really into
cymbal scraping.
I've heard some of that on your stuff before. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a song. It's a love song that takes place at a moment where the participants are abusing their bodies and pushing their mental health to a place of unfamiliarity, I think. And I was at a point in my life personally where I wasn't okay at the end of the night, each night, and had a lot of demons that I was not confronting, that would kind of like meet me at the end,
right?
And I had met Leah, and Leah on a sort of intuitive level very clearly felt like a place of safety to me, that I could sort of be. And it wasn't for years after writing that song that I was able to like kind of work my way through, as we all do as we get older, through some of those demons and whatnot. But I think so often with songwriting, you write a song and you put something out there and it's vulnerable and it's real, and you find out later just how it was the only pressure valve was songwriting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would never have spoken about anything at that time. Not in a million years would I have be able to access that kind of stuff. But you just find these moments where your instrument is like, when I sit in front of a piano, I feel safe. I've been taught by my heroes and my family that you can put things in a song and you never really have to tell anybody what it's about, and you can just kind of hide little bits of emotion that you can't put anywhere else in songs. And it's so fascinating how you when looking back at it 10 years later, just being like, you were not ready to confront any of this, but
a part of you was.
a part of you
And
was
did.
in that moment, right?
Mhm.
Clearly, because you put it on it's fascinating.
It's the medicine.
It's the medicine.
Yeah.
Thank you, Leah. That's so beautiful. Well, thank you for the medicine, the two of you. This has been such an incredible joy and a privilege, and so excited to see the way that these songs have kind of been prophetic, in good and bad ways for the world and even for your own lives, and just circling back and overlaying the here and now over top of them in this beautiful way. I find that really poignant and extremely uplifting, and I'm just overjoyed to get a chance to share here in CKUA's Studio A with you guys. Thanks for coming and
Thanks, Grant.
lighting up our
Appreciate
lives
that
here.
so much.
We love you.
Love you too.
Grant.
Love lives here.
Yeah, indeed.
And love's not dead.
Oh, it is
And
also
love's
not
not
dead,
dead.
by the way.
We got a lot of statements about love.
Ce n'est pas amour.
Stay tuned. It's great to be here. Thank you so much. You're so generous. Let's tear a hole inside our brains
until we can't spell our own last names.
You put it in my blood, I put it up your nose.
Put it in my lungs as my windpipe blows.
Help each other destroy our pain. We'll be alone as we get high, and then we're falling down, down. Keep your eyes open as we hear the choir. Our fingers touch, but it hurts our skin. We laugh out loud and pull closer in. We drop the bottle, that red wine stain. We help each other destroy our pain.
This dream is the only thing. It's the only thing holding this guitar together. Sometimes I think that it'd be better. I think that it'd be better broken anyway. Broken anyway.
And it was long, and we did smile. Down, down the spinning stairs. If the ship's going destroy our brain.